Welcome. Obviously, I just used the music that didn't have the lyrics in it, but that's okay, because that's how we go. This is how we roll. It's People to People with Rodney Grimes. Welcome to my podcast today. I am so excited about what's going on, all of the things that's happening. I always feel blessed when I'm able to come and bring on a positive individual who's doing some things in the community, in the networking world. But this young lady that I'm getting ready to introduce to you is an entrepreneur. She's a mother. She's a leader in many ways. And I want to just say, welcome, Miss Demetria.
Thank you. It's an
Hello.
honor.
I am so glad to have you with me today.
It's an honor.
Yeah. So, I try to make it as real and comfortable as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what I want you to do is just kind of like tell a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. First, thank you for having me on People to People. It is an honor to be here. My name is Demetria Goode, CEO and founder of The Good Fight. I also wear many hats besides CEO and founder. But The Good Fight is a platform that was created from me going through traumas from my previous relationship. I was brutally beaten and stabbed 6 times by my ex, and through the relationship, I speak heavily about the verbal abuse from both of us, the traumas, but the bigger piece of The Good Fight was me addressing traumas that I have been through, not just from the domestic violence piece, but from childhood leading into my adulthood, affecting a lot of the decisions that I have made. The Good Fight originated from me telling my side of the story because of lies and untruths, and I continue to deal with the abuse of it by the lies, which created the platform of The Good Fight, me telling my side of the life experience that happened to me. But it became bigger. I started, once I told my life experience, folks started hitting me up, thanking me, praising me for sharing my life experience, telling me life experiences they went through. So I made it a big thing. I started sharing others' life experiences to help others going through similar traumas, in hopes that folks will connect and realize that they are going through traumas, because if we never identify the traumas, we're going to carry them for the rest of our life, and most of the trauma starts from childhood. So we have created a platform called, we have The Good Fight on Facebook, and we just created a private group. It's called Unfiltered Unspoken Society of Survivors. And if you just want to look, get a feel, someone may connect to you and help you through your life traumas, because it's a lot of life traumas currently that a lot of folks are dealing with.
And that's probably one of the things that intrigued me most with you, is the fact that you're speaking about things that you experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Your trials and tribulations of life is not something that you read. This is not something that you talked about with someone else. We're talking about what put you in a position to want to help people.
Mm-hmm.
For many individuals out there who may not have the strength that you have, what would be one of the things that you would tell a woman or a man, even a child,
Mm-hmm.
that's right now in a troubled situation but afraid to get out of it?
First, I would say, don't give up. Have faith in yourself. Domestic violence, life traumas, childhood traumas, it weakens us to the point that sometimes we just want to give up. Keep faith. There is an outlet. You just have to push or figure out how to find that outlet. I would confide in someone that you trust, that has been in your corner, just to let them know the issues that you're going through. Try to find a safe space If you're in an abusive relationship right now, try to find somewhere else that you can go, a safe space, and go through the procedures of getting out. But once you start to love yourself and you realize the strengths within yourself, that will be the beginning of healing. So believe in yourself. Know that this is not the end. Know that there's a bigger reward on the other end, and that's identifying that you're going through the traumas that you're going through.
So saying that, because there's many people who are in bad situations and they don't know that it starts with them. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, you could be being abused by someone, mm-hmm. but it starts with you. You got to be in a position where you don't want to accept it. You know that you're worthy to be respected, and that you should demand to be treated with love. One of the things that on many different occasions when mentoring, what I bring to the table, mm-hmm. and that is that I let people know the love is inside.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to love yourself, then how is somebody else going to love you?
Well, this is the thing. Sometimes it's hard to love yourself. A lot of times when you have went through a lot of traumas and abuse, it takes that love away from you. And sometimes you really didn't have the love for yourself. I think a lot of folks that are going through abuse are preyed on because folks do see the vulnerability within folks. Love is when you put no one before you. And that's where we fail. And a lot of our domestic situations is we love someone more than we love ourselves.
Right.
And when you love someone more than you love yourself, there's no possible way that you can truly love. And I think that's the piece where we lose ourselves, because what we perceive as love is someone hitting on us because they're financially taking care of us, or someone verbally abusing us because they're financially taking care of us, or someone sexually, physically, emotionally. And it's so many pieces to domestic violence, but a lot of it is people prey on folks with weaknesses.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's something that many people don't realize, that the person who's doing the abusing is really not as strong as you are.
They're not.
They're weaker than you are.
Absolutely.
And they want you to believe that really that you are the victim. But if you stand your ground, you'll become the solution.
Exactly. And that's why a lot of folks, it could be man or woman, when you stand up, you're the bigger problem. You're the bigger issue. That's when a lot of folks, they start turning the people against you, making you look like the monster, spreading lies on you. But a lot of folks gaslight, and a lot of folks have narcissistic behaviors. We all as individuals have narcissistic traits. I mean, we can't, it's not like we're narcissists, but we have ways about us, right? A lot of people make you feel weak because they find your weaknesses and they prey on your weaknesses.
They'll take your weaknesses and they will make that their strength.
They will cripple you.
Right. Now, you know, many of us, and I'm talking in several occasions, it comes from your environment, mm-hmm. that we find ourselves always trying to come from the bottom up. Mm-hmm. But it's always good to look at the cup half full than half empty. Mm-hmm. So in your relationships or in your journey in life, you got to realize that you're further ahead than you are far behind. Mm-hmm. And when you really come to that realization, and you're in an abusive relationship, it's then when you can start to see the truth. And the reason why, now me personally, I came up in a very, very unique situation because prior to my father coming home,
Mm-hmm.
my mom, who is my heart, my mother, 91 years old,
Mm-hmm.
my mom, it was like in a paradise before my father came home.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nothing but laughter and joy, and it was beautiful. When my father came home, everything changed. And we're not gonna make this about me, but I just wanted to say that at that time, at 7, 8 years old, I went from heaven to hell.
Yeah, and it's traumatizing.
And so something you said earlier off the air when we were talking, you were saying that it stems from the childhood.
Yes. So for the good fight, we connect. Our mission is to connect with men, women, youth, and even the abuser to try to get the abuser to see that they're abusing and the fact that it has on the victims. But the youth actually go through it the most because the youth is watching the mom or dad get hit or beat, watching the verbal, mental, emotional. They could become a part of the abuse, which leads to the next thing, generational curses. That's what we call. If I see it, then it's more likely that I'm going to do it.
Right.
If I see it, it's more likely that I'm going to get in a relationship where someone is going to abuse me. So a lot of times we get help, but our child needs just as much help as us because watching the traumatizing situation affects them even more. And it makes the child afraid or to speak out. I can say even for my kids, my abuse changed. One went from good behavior to bad behavior. One went from bad behavior to good behavior. Reading quotes because a lot of the things that happen, my kids witnessed that, and I have to take accountability for that too because I was blind and I was weak. I put them in a situation to be traumatized, and it really didn't hit me and probably till years later because I was trying to heal and also trying to figure out what's going on with my kids and trying to deal with certain situations. But once you realize the situation as a whole, I'm the blame because I put my kids in those situations because I failed to realize the traumas that I was going through. So it became bigger than just me.
Yeah.
It became my kids, my dad, anyone that was in the household. It's traumatized.
Yeah. I want to say that because of that, I had a talk with my mom some time ago, and I wanted to know why did she stay in that situation. And after I thought about it as an adult, it was at some point she had to take responsibility for what we were exposed to. But I want to change gears a little bit because I'm so proud of what you're doing, what you're bringing to the table. The good fight. I mean, you putting that work in. You know what I mean? And I went to your studio. I seen one of your daughters working with you. You're not just doing the podcast, but you do T-shirts, you do candles. You are an entrepreneur.
I am trying to, and it's not like my passion is the good fight. My passion is to help others going through life experiences. Because if I had someone to talk to even when I was a child, if I had someone to talk to as an adult through some of the traumas that I had dealt with and some of the decisions that I had made, I know that would have helped me if I connected with someone to help me through those traumas. So I've always been a person, even at work, anyone that tell you that I've worked with, I've always been a morale booster. I've always cared about folks. I think even when I got stabbed and when I came back to work, I would come to work, make everyone happy, and I would go home and cry. I was depressed. I was stressed. But the feeling of making others happy or just smiling made me feel good because at the end of it, it created networking, first of all. Secondly, folks started coming out and was like, I had one guy tell me he was going through alcohol problem and prescription, and because I would talk to him every day at my part-time job, because I've always been a grinder, worked 7 days to take care of my family, and he would come down and I would talk to him for 2-3 hours, sometimes 4, about his issues through his through his divorce, and he had been married for a long time, and culturally, you don't divorce, but they did his situation. And he told me one day, he was like, D, because of you, I went to rehab. He said, when I heard what you went through, and then you're trying to help me, and every day you would ask how I was doing, every day you would listen to what I was going through, and every day you would give advice. You're the reason why I went to rehabilitation. Because if you could do it, I know I knew I could do it.
Okay. Now, that's what I'm talking about. What you are bringing to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Many people have to know that you don't have to stay in bad situations. You and I, we're talking, we're networking, we're starting to help support each other.
Mm-hmm.
And those are some of the things that individuals out there need to know. You don't have to stay in those situations. When we got individuals out here who are making sacrifices, you with this good fight,
mm-hmm.
you putting your information out saying, yo, I've been there, experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
When you told me about what happened with you, I got intrigued. I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm inspired because we're going through a problem right now of trying to build.
Yeah.
And see, it's hard when you're building from scratch.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, I can tell you, I helped so many folks, and a lot of folks. I helped you. But it's always been a gift from God. I've always been helping ever since I was a little girl. I've always been this. I want to help you because that was the piece of me. I've always had this loving piece of me.
Yeah.
And, asking for support or to get folks to donate for a cause, because we can look one way, because I've always been taught to look nice regardless of the fact to look nice. So I always look like, so people look at us, because I worked hard, I'll be like, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to be like, buy this. But people look at it like, oh, you have money, but really we don't. We work hard. We putting in hours. Like,
yeah.
I work 100 hours a week, given 100 hours a week. I want you to listen to me, and I pour a lot of it into the good fight. I multitask, and to get folks to help, knowing that they went through something, folks already would drink their pain in clubs. They'll spend money on alcohol because they're going through something. So
yeah.
they would rather use substances to
right.
focus on
instead of saying I'm going to donate some money to the good fight. $1, $50, 50 cents,
5 cents.
No, but you know something? Let me tell you something. No, $100.
$100.
We want to talk about. See, what we really want to do is get to a point where we stop looking and think that we're supposed to start down low.
We don't have to stop down low, but it's the I thank you for
right. All that comes
just because you don't have to do it. But I did a twist. I'm not asking for money. I'm doing things that I've always had artistic ways. So a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, my daughter has artistic ways too. So I was like, I look at something, let's go get these candles, but we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to give it some pizzazz. We're going to make it pretty. And I would compare to other candles, right? Plain candles that don't have nothing in it is more expensive than what I'm sharing, I'm creating, but I put a lot of thought and craft into it, and I decorate, and the candles are beautiful. So if you ever see them,
believe me,
they're beautiful.
I wish actually I should have brought. I just got one the other day, and I got one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And let me talk about her candles. Not only are they beautiful, but they have a fragrance in them that is amazing. I opened one up the other day, and I told you somehow I know it got misplaced in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this smells so good. And automatically I was like, where did, and then I was asking myself, where did I get this one from? Because I got to get another one, right? And then I remembered that I had bought it from you. But the reason why I want to go back to talking about the networking part and the things that you're doing, I'm getting ready to grab something. Y'all bear with me. Yes, I walked in front of the camera, but I got to do this. I got to do this because I got to share something. See, helping people to move forward is a blessing in so many ways. And it's not so much, we got to get past being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
I was in a situation a few months ago, maybe, or a little over a month or so ago, that some of the equipment that I had,
it puts you in a challenging position.
Yes.
It puts you in a challenging position, but we're always put in challenging positions to see what we're going to do next because we're tested constantly all the time. Because it's like the devil smacks us in our face and be like, I know you need that, so I'm going to take it away from you. And he puts us in that challenge. But we have to defeat and be like, you know what? I took this L. How do I make it a win?
And this, what I'm saying is though, is this. Sometimes it's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Nope.
I reached out to some of my viewers. I informed them that I needed this piece of equipment. Several individuals contribute to me getting this.
Won't God do it?
Won't He do it?
Won't He do it?
Now, I want to personally, the reason why I'm saying that is this, I want to say thank you to those who contribute, those that helped me. I was stressing.
And what did I tell you?
But you
what I tell you?
You don't stress.
You will get it.
You'll get it.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
So no, but and that's what I want other people to know. During my journey, I was stressing, I was worried, but then with my whole point is don't be afraid to ask for help. Because when I reached out, I was embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed.
Right, so we're gonna talk about it because I was embarrassed because I thought by me saying that I needed the help, I had told my wife, I was like, babe, I feel like maybe I shouldn't have went on the air and asked for the help. She said, why not? Mm-hmm. She said, this is what she explained to me. She said, you know, when the big people had their business, you see the commercials, that's their process of their help.
Yeah.
That's where they get their funding from.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I post, and you know, I'm very raw. And like I put up the other day, I was like, people probably like, this girl on here telling all her business. I'm not. I'm healing. I'm actually sharing my life experiences to help folks. So I'm like, if you don't like what I'm posting, just delete yourself. Click it because I'm going to be raw. I'm going to share my life experience. I'm going to share what's on my mind because I've always based my life off how others perceive me or wanted me to be, what to say, what not to do. You know, I'm not living like that no more. I'm speaking facts, truths about my life.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it and you follow me, delete yourself because we are setting a mission to help as many folks as we can. I post all the time.
I love that.
Yeah, and I post all the time that come support me, come support me. I'm not asking. I'm selling merchandise, tumblers, cups, candles, shirt. We just created shirts. We got more stuff coming out. Just come support. Buy that. I'm not just buy a shirt, buy a tumbler, buy a cup, just come support the mission of the good fight. All proceeds. I brought my daughter in, so she does make her little cut, but all proceeds, and she takes a little teeny chunk because she's doing the labor. But all of those proceeds go. Almost all of them, 90% go to supporting the mission of the good fight, besides the labor that I pay.
Let me tell you, this is a design by her daughter, and y'all going to see People to Peoples in a couple more days.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm telling you. One of the things that I'm admiring about what you're doing, and that is, like you said, you got to the point where you're not worried about what they're saying about you.
Nope.
You're doing what you got to do.
Yeah.
And you're making it happen.
Yeah.
With your struggles or whatever the case may be, you're still looking at the bright side.
I'm going to keep kicking butt. I'm going to keep pushing. Ain't nothing going to, it's going to click. I have my homeboy, I'm going to give you a shout out. Dirty, thank you. He's, we connected through a podcast, and a lot of the people that I've connected to are podcasters, or they share their life experience. They are supporting and repping the good fight. Thank everyone, any and everyone that has been through the journey of the good fight. I don't care if we have fallen off. I don't care if we have had our differences. I have no ill will towards anyone. Anyone that has been a part, that has helped a piece of the good fight, I thank you. It has been lesson learned. It has been challenges. It's always a blessing because we'll keep going. But I want to thank you, and it's no hard feelings. We had our season, a reason for a season, and that season is gone. You know, so I want to thank you, each and every one of you, and I've forgiven. I hope you forgave me if something went wrong, because we're not always going to see eye to eye
right.
with everyone, and we're not going to always connect. But we don't take it personal. Don't take anything personal, because we help each other, or we help each other in certain ways, and sometimes it just doesn't work. But everything has been a blessing to the good fight, good or bad. It has been a blessing, because I'm learning through the trials and tribulations.
You know, when you think about that, so that's again, on many occasions, many of us are misinterpreting the process of moving forward. Not everybody is going to see it your way.
Nope.
Not everybody's going to want to be a part of what your journey is.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that you have to realize is this: it's not personal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody outright come out and scratch your car with a key, or they throw a brick in your car window, or they kick you in your shin, that's personal.
Mm-hmm.
But when a person goes through some trials and tribulations in their journey, which requires them to back off, to not be able to help you at the time when you want the help, you can't take it personal.
No.
So, even in your journeys, when you're trying to network with one another, it's not so much that people are saying, oh, you think you're better than them because you say, okay, I got to cut you back. That's because you know at this time you got to focus and do what you got to do.
But people really feel like that.
They do.
They really feel. But the thing is, for me, I'm not taking abuse anymore. I've abused myself longer. And taking advantage of folks is abuse. It's a form of abuse. It's financial abuse. You know, it's mental abuse. And it affects us, right? But a lot of times folks don't even realize they're doing it because it's normalized behaviors. So how personal can you take it? I used to get mad about a lot of things, but I realized that a lot of things have become normalized because someone has done it to them, or they watched it growing up. Yeah. So a lot of folks don't even realize, and I want to make this clear, it's not right, but some folks don't realize how bad they're affecting or hurting a person, because hurt people hurt people. So that's why we have to make people accountable and bring awareness to say, hey, you are hurting me. Because I said, even in this dating thing or dealing with people, I used to run away. Men probably have run away from me because of my behaviors as well. I know they have, because of my behaviors. But what I realized is my behaviors is accumulation of a lot of things, and that's why I behave that way. But I didn't realize that I was behaving that way. So I've made a vouch. If I date you, before I leave you and run off, I'm going to tell you, I don't like this. I don't like what you're doing. You're displaying these behaviors. You're doing this. You're doing that. You know, I let folks know. And if it doesn't work, my peace is important. I could be with someone for 10 years, and if you disturb my peace, I'm going to leave you. Straight up. My peace is important. If I see red flags, if it's not healthy, I am not going to stay in that situation ever again because I did that. I've been there. I've done that because I allowed a man to bring me so far deep down into the ground that I didn't even realize who I was. And then I had people bashing me because I changed, and no one stopped and said, why did she change? Why did her behaviors change? Did it ever dawn on you that the other party or that person was doing something to affect the person that has changed? And that's what a lot of people have to realize, because families know and friends know that people have certain behaviors, but they participate in their behaviors by taking up for them and not making them accountable for their actions. These aren't new patterns. Like, you know it. So this is something to family and friends. When you take up for a person that is hurting someone, especially if you don't know the whole situation, and even mine's only one side was told, so a lot of folks read off one side because I was silent, but I'm not silenced anymore. But a lot of things happen that you don't know about, and taking sides just because they're family and friends, you're abusing the victim because you don't know all the truths.
It's two sides to the story.
Yep.
But I always say this: it's three sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's your side, it's my side, and then there's the truth. Now,
a lot of people don't want to hear the truth,
and they don't want to hear the truth. So when you speak, if you speak your side and you are being honest about your feelings, then sometimes they'll be able to get the truth from that.
But people know that their side, Rodney, they know the truth. They
I
know
know
the monster. They actually know some of the events that have transpired, but they still will take up for that person.
Because that's when you got certain people not dealing with the person in the mirror, who they are.
Yeah.
They're not dealing with who they really are.
Or could it be fear? That person fears that person.
It could be. But one of the things that I notice really is important is understanding forgiveness,
mm-hmm.
passion, love.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have all this
mm-hmm.
for yourself. You gotta be able to forgive yourself. You gotta have that passion and love for yourself in order for you to move forward. And a lot of people don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we'll find ourselves in positions where we look to blame somebody else.
Yep.
Be accountable for your own actions.
Yeah, and I'm heavy on that too, is accountability, because I take a lot of accountability. Even in my situation, I verbally abused, he verbally abused, but I'm also verbally abused as a defense of a lot of things that were going on. But I take accountability as well, because I could have did a lot of things different. I could have did a whole lot of things different, where the situation may have not escalated as far as it did. So I take my accountability on that. But we as individuals, victims, we feel sorry for folks, and I think that's a lot of where we get captured at, is feeling sorry for a person. If folks are dealing with childhood traumas, their past, and it's affecting them, you cannot save a person. You can't save them. They have to want to save themselves. It starts with self. And if people are not getting the proper help that they're getting, don't feel like you betrayed them, because you can potentially put yourself in a situation where you may not come out of it, just like me. So, there are a lot of things that I could have done different. There are a lot of red flags that God had given me. But now I'm turning that into a positive. Mm-hmm. I'm actually, for once in my life, I've given to so many people. I've done for so many people. But now I can give and do for people in a giving way where folks are appreciative and thankful for it. You know what it's like? busting and wasting all your money for folks that don't even give a damn about you or 2 cents about you. You know, you don't think about that. You don't think about that at all. But now, the good fight, the passion to help people, because of all the traumas that I went through, I feel good. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue to share those life experiences to help others. And let me tell you, it is helping. And I tell people too, I see the number of people looking. I do. But I may get 3, 4, 5 likes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe a 200 like day, you know. But I see the amount of people. I see people are looking. And if you looking and you're going through something, come join our platform.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Come join the platform. Don't be afraid.
Right, yeah.
Don't be afraid. If you are going through something, you do not have to go through it alone. It's folks like me and Rodney and a lot of other folks out here are creating platforms and space for you. Don't be afraid to join. Come look. Listen. You don't even have to say nothing.
How do they actually get to be able to view the Good Fight?
So they can go on Facebook if they just type in and it's Goode, Goode, fight, FIGHT, you'll see an elephant or you see a nice colorful background. If you do LLC, it'll take you to our business page. And then we have one called Unfiltered Unspoken Society of Survivors. That's a private group. But come join that if you want to be even more private and exclusive, and you don't want a lot of folks to know that we're creating safe spaces. We have Motivational Monday, Testimony Tuesdays, once a month the poetry. We have monthly highlights. We have Hot Topic Fridays. Folks post resources in the group. You just never know who you're going to connect with. And we have Unfiltered Unspoken podcast. We're sharing life experiences. We have some really good life experiences on there where folks are reaching out. They're talking. I get a lot of DMs thanking me and to continue the work that we're doing. So.
Yeah. Well, me personally, I want to also just say thank you again for reaching out to me and saying, hey, what is it that you need?
Yeah.
You didn't come in and say, what can you give me? You asked me, what can I do to help you? Our conversation, when you came into the studio, we had a good conversation. You was pointing out some good things and you pointed out some bad things. But it was all positive criticism.
Yeah.
And it was to help me to go forward. And I just want to tell you that it's individuals like you that help me keep that word alive. Hope.
Yep. Amen.
See? Because we have to keep coming together.
Yeah.
And we have to show that we can make a difference. Something that her nickname is Cookie, so I'm gonna call her Cookie. Y'all can know this is Miss Demetria.
That's right, Cookie. People know me. You call me Cookie, Demetria.
But let me tell you what I really liked also that you brought up the other day. You said, you told me, one, don't just focus on the DMV. You said focus on the larger part of this whole journey.
Yeah.
Okay? But you also said, let us start to build a community where we help each other.
Exactly. So my biggest challenge has been getting folks in the DMV area to support. Now, I have gotten a lot of folks to support, and I'm truly thankful. Nardo, James, they're in the DMV area. I'm going to shout them out because they have definitely put me on connections. They definitely have trust me, passion. I love you, girl. You already know. You did some numbers for the Good Fight. Walter Cox, Renee Michelle. It's so many, and if I forgot, I apologize. But a lot of the folks that I have connected through have been resources from someone else. I don't even know them. And what hurts me, and I have broken down, like, dang, my own people, the people I've looked out for, the people that I've been there for, haven't even looked out for me. But I do have a Connie, I love you, Sid, co-host, writer and blogger for The Good Fight. I love y'all. It's a quiet. My best friend Davida, girl, I love you. That's my sister. That's my heart. That's my boo right there. That's my ride or die. We've been friends for 29 years. My dad, my daughter, my son, it's a lot of folks. If I forgot, I apologize. Like I said, that just have been uplifting The Good Fight, rocking. Kiana, I love you, baby, my high school friend. That has been rocking with The Good Fight, and supporting the events, pushing my flyers, and I'm like, where's everybody else? Where's everybody else I help? Where all the folks that I supported? I bought stuff. I'm not that. But I'm like, you see me. And even if they reach out to me, I'm like, I don't even want to hear. I have this thing about me now that I have become nonchalant about certain things. It's like, as soon as they start making excuses, I black out. I don't even hear nothing else they're saying because I don't want to hear no excuse. Just keep it real.
Yeah.
You're not obligated. You don't have to. But support is not financially.
Well, right. Support is just giving you that push and saying, yo, I believe in you. I know that I can do a little something. And I'm going to say this. As we discussed, you will, as I move forth with my flyers, as marketing, The Good Fight is going to be on every one of my flyers, on every one from this point on.
Yeah.
I got some other people that I'm talking to about their information, and I'm going to still support them as well. But the reason why I want to do this is because when we talk with one another, it's enough room for all of us.
It sure is.
And this, and we got to get past this crab in the pot syndrome thinking, I'm worried about Cookie getting ahead before I do.
If Cookie gets ahead and you were a part of those resources to help me, or if Rodney gets ahead and I was a part of those resources to help Rodney, I'm going to look back and say, I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
I was a part of the contribution to his life. Get it? Because you may go to a place and be like, you know what, let me refer you to The Good Fight,
right.
and put me on to something that I would have never had an opportunity to be put on to. Yeah, like I have a lady named Arnita. She does self-defense, and we connected. I forgot through what, but she reached out to me and brought me into her speaking engagement. And because she took me to her speaking engagement, it was a self-defense. It was really good. I touched a lot of people in the room, but it was one particular lady that came up to me, and I thought she was just, because a lot of people talk, and she was like, I'm really interested in your story. I'm a go, I'm a refer, and I love talking to people. I was like, okay, hit me up, like certain things. I'm engaged. She hit me up, and she's with a sorority, and we're going to be a guest speaker, and I was able to help pick the panel, and I was like, what a blessing. This opportunity, some of the opportunities that are hitting me because of referring people and connecting, I just cry sometimes, and it's happiness. I wake up and cry because I thank God every day, because I'm thankful no matter what the circumstances is, no matter what the struggle is. I thank God. I thank God for breath, life, opening my eyes, because when your life is almost taken, you're thankful. And I looked at death. I know what God and the devil looks like. I can't explain it, but God is a ball of light. And if you ever face death, God will reveal himself. And it's an unbelievable experience, but it's an experience that you will never, ever forget. And the devil's like a shadow. He's like the grim reaper. When you see that shadow, when they pulling your soul, that it's almost like that too. Honestly, I've seen the devil and God in one room, and I felt the Lord shield me. I felt him put a bubble over me, And my reactions is what saves me. My reactions is what saved me. And the struggle I went through, getting people to help even through the journey, I said I'm going to create a platform where anything that I know I'm going to be able to refer people, to help people. And ever since this, because of the struggle, because I've asked so many people to help me, they wouldn't give me a lick. And my brother told me one day, he said, Cookie, a lot of people ain't going to help you. He said, they not going to help you. He said, you a threat. And that's how people feel. He said, because you're so determined and you're passionate, and you want to do whatever, you want to grind, you want to work for it to get where you go. And he said, you're going to pass a lot of people. He said, people not going to help you. He said, but you're going to be, a lot of good people are going to be put in your life. And I could feel it. I said that, like, I feel it. And then something happened. But almost everybody I know, I want to say 85% of where the good fight is today is from people I don't know. I'm talking about different states. We hit UK and India in a matter of 2 months. It's just been 2 months. And the connection of people wanting to help and expand and extend the good fight and put people on a good fight is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And that's how I know the work that we're doing is right. Is because it's people coming to us. If we put a message out, it's people gravitating towards us. I'll be on your podcast. I'm coming. It sounds interesting. And then when they come on, especially, we are rainbow, so I love all nationalities. And they see two black girls on there. That's what makes it even more unique. Is culturally, we touching everything. We getting it from different areas. Mm-hmm. And what I said was, when I started this, I want to go global. This is going to be a movement. This is not with the journey. It's going to be a movement where we're going to bring awareness to what's not okay. And we're going to help people. Yeah. And just like I say, people to people, from people to people to people to people, we're going to help people. We're going to get the word out. And there is no finish. There's no finish. The good fight is going to be a good fight because you don't have to go through your traumas alone. And it's not your fault. It is not your fault if you a child and you getting hurt. It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself at all whatsoever. But take it. If people are giving you the resources, take it. If you're able to help someone, help them. If somebody gave it to you free, why not give it to somebody else for free? Everything in the chart. Now, some things you profit off. Some things we have to make profitable to allow us to grow and to do more. But some things are free.
Well, guess what I know is free? A smile.
All the time.
A hug.
All the time.
A prayer.
All the time.
Encouraging words.
All the time.
Positive energy.
All
that's free. And every time that you give that freely, you grow. You grow on the inside. You find a sense of peace within yourself. That's what people to people represent. That's what the good fight represent. And there's other individuals out there that have podcasts and things that are moving forth. We're in a podcast networking frenzy now.
Yeah.
Everybody got a podcast. Okay, I'm okay with that. Let me tell you something. But here, in this area right now, Miss Cookie is making a difference with the good fight. She has my support. I am looking forward to what we're going to be doing going in 2023. You're going to see different things. I want to do a couple of shout outs to Beth Creation, who's been in the fight with us from the very beginning. Katrina, Prophet Katrina, who do her segment for prayers. The Queen Rachel, who constantly is giving out healing information and things of that nature. We talk about Faith Believers, which is Tracy Clark. We talking so many people that are doing some things. Tanya. Don't you get me Tanya for messing your name up.
Yeah, don't be messing her name up.
Yeah, who's doing the food giveaways on the weekend. Again, Tracy Clark, who's doing the food giveaways. These are individuals in our area that are making a big difference. And there's so many other people. And if I didn't mention your name, it's not that...
don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. We talking about one of my very, 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 very good friends, Dante Cunningham, who is... this dude is, when I tell you, mentoring, he's working, he's in the schools doing positive things. We got a lot going on, and there's so many people. But guess what it's called? It's called the Good Fight.
It's the good old fight. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. I just turned 43. I don't have no shame in saying my age because I think God has blessed me with some good genes, right? But out of 40, I want to say 40, probably 41 is when I start connecting with myself. To start to really loving myself. And it took a lot. It took all my life to get to this place. And how it started is I started putting myself first. It didn't matter about what others thought. I started putting people before me, and I started investing in myself. And when I started investing in myself, I started to love myself. I used to put these little stickies on my mirror. You are beautiful. Say you
you should do, yes.
And that is some advice I tell you to heal. Put stickies on your bathroom mirror. Positive. You're beautiful. You love yourself. Whatever is going to make you feel good, put those stickers up. And that was one of my healing pieces. But this is the first time in my life, and I'm 43, and it's only been like this for a year or so, that I can say I love myself. Ever in my life. I had high self-esteem, right? But the self-esteem was a cover-up for my insecurities and my hurt and my pain. Now I have confidence.
Come on, talk, girl.
I have confidence now.
I love it.
And that confidence is a part of my love within myself because I believe in myself. Yes. I believe in what I'm doing. So this is the first time I have ever loved myself, and this is the first time that I have ever been at peace. And I'm going to protect that at every single cause. So no matter what you have been through in life, because I have been through some stuff, let me tell you, you can find peace, but you have to invest in yourself. You have to put yourself first. Now, we all know the man above comes first, but what I mean first is, and I'm not, I mean, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to put yourself first, right. For real. Like, right. Don't put nobody else before you.
You cannot love anybody else if you can't love yourself. If you don't know how to love yourself. Also, I want to take the opportunity too. I want to tell you that one of our hometown guys, Andy Evans, he has I think it's like a play. I got to get the proper information. Andy, forgive me, but he's going to be at the Carlisle this weekend. I'm going to be able to bring that information up for sure on Friday. because we supposed to make sure that we support one another. Andy Evans is one of our hometown guys. He's been doing writing, books, and all kind of stuff, stand up and everything else. But he got something that him and the young lady it's about the Mom Mabel.
And happy birthday, Troy and Lisa.
That's right. Happy birthday. Yep.
Woohoo!
Yes, happy birthday. But happy birthday,
baby.
Come on, happy birthday to you too.
Thank you, December 6th. Yeah.
You know?
A Saggie's rocking in here.
Yeah.
And Rodney Grimes' lovely wife is a Saggy too. So we repping and rocking.
That's right.
Happy belated birthday to all my Saggies and happy birthday to all the December folks.
Well, you know, as much love. Hey, again, Miss Lisa, we enjoyed being with you the other day. We would put a smile on your face. And my brother Troy, you know how I love you, bro. No matter whether I'm with you or not, always I got you in my heart and in my prayers. Happy birthday to you, my brother. Peace and blessings to you. Let me tell y'all something. This was an amazing opportunity for me to have the CEO and founder of The Good Fight. Her podcast is not to be played with. I'm trying to tell y'all. This woman here she's going down in the bottom of the barrel.
Yes, subscribe to us on YouTube. It's Unfiltered, Unspoken. Come check us out. Also, subscribe to Rodney Grimes. We're not going to leave it out because we're supporting each other. But for anyone that is watching today or you know someone, The Good Fight, TheGoode, come follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Also, we have a private group on Facebook, Unfiltered, Unspoken Society of Survivors. That is our private group. Come join in. Let's fight your traumas together. I'm not a therapist, psychologist. I do not give professional advice. I only give advice based off life experiences. And hey, let's heal together. Let's make it happen. I'm trying to tell you, much love to everybody out there again. Don't forget, we got date night with Lady Z. We have our guests. We have a couple coming in. Actually, it's going to be the Jones. Who want to take me on a date? Let me stop. I got no problems. No, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna be doing it. Cookie's gonna be coming on more than you know because she has a lot that we're networking with, and I'm just excited that she's doing what she's doing, and I'm just so proud of you. I really am. I have nothing but the utmost respect for you, and I know that you're gonna be doing some real positive and powerful things as we move forward, and it's just amazing. And you're a blessing. You are really a blessing.
Well, guess what? We people to people. People to people.
You already
we
know.
People to people and The Good Fight. So we're going to bring it people to people and keep it at The Good Fight. Monday.
ask somebody. Thank you. People to people, power to power. Positive thinking people. Y'all have a blessed evening.